I say, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the EOE Network. I'm your boy T Ford. This is your first time here. Hit that like and hit that subscribe button. So, Unbound was a few days ago. We had a great time. You've probably seen many videos floating across the internet about people experiencing Unbound, some good, some bad, some indifferent. But we had a great time. Now, with everything, all events come at a cost. It comes with a price. And people have been asking me, was it worth it? Would you do it again? Is it worth the price of admission? For me, I can only speak for myself in this situation. It was totally worth it. It was totally worth the price of admission. And that's what we're going to talk about here today in this video, the cost of getting to Unbound, the cost. So your financial cost of getting there. Now, note, I'm only speaking from my perspective and my perspective only. Everyone else may have a different perspective. The perspective I'm speaking for is your typical everyday recreational rider, no sponsorship, no endorsements, just want to go out and ride a bike and have fun. And that's exactly what I accomplished. Now, let's get into it. So whenever you start talking about costs, I don't want to put on my financial hat too much today, but we're going to talk about it for a real quick second. When you talk about costs, you have two costs. You have your direct costs versus your indirect costs of doing business. Unbound is a business. So our direct costs for doing this. What is the direct cost? The direct cost, price of admission for this was $160. That was after you put your name in the lottery and you get selected. The price of admission is $160. Now, that price went up a little bit because I did crew for hire. Crew for hire is for people who's coming in solo, no team, no support. And crew for hire was damn sure worth the investment from my experience. They did an awesome and amazing job. You didn't have to do anything. You really didn't have to leave your bike. It was like riding first class. If you're a road first class, they just bring you everything. Like, hey, what do you need? You dropped off your bag the night or two before. What do you need? You need a Coke, you need a pop, you need water, you need Gatorade, you need food. They did everything. So that was worth the extra $45. So my total cost for registration came up to like $229 and some change. So let's call it $230. So we have $230. That is my direct cost for Unbound before anything else was $230. That's with taxes included. That's what I paid. Now, what is my indirect cost? My indirect cost, your indirect cost will be your flight, your rental. If you had to pay for your car to be at the airport, the food, the gas, lodging, and miscellaneous stuff you do at the expo. You know, you need money for that and this stuff. So my total flight was $445 round trip from DTW all the way out to MCI, $445. My car rental for 3 days was $200. My lodging, this is where things get tricky. My initial lodging was $400. That's when I agreed to stay with a local family. They rented me out a room, but I didn't really do the full details on that. And that was a shocking right there. So I had to come out an additional $268 to get a last minute hotel down the street in X, Y, and Z because that lodging situation was sketchy. But because I agreed to the term, I just paid the family and we went our separate ways. Because I already gave up the deposit, I paid them the remaining balance. We went separate ways. No love lost there. It's just money. So that was $668 total in lodging. Then food, about $100 because, you know, you do a little bit of this, you do a little bit of that, then you meet people, and then like I paid for something, then Brian paid for something, I paid for something, then Brian paid for something. So it balances itself out. Then you get to the expo. You're gonna buy stuff just because it's an expo. That's what you do. Got this nice hat on sale from the Unbound team, I think for a hot $10 or something like that. Love it though. So grand total for me to get to Unbound, my grand total, all included, came up to $1,800, $1,827.94. So we'll just call it $1,828. That's how much my total cost was to get to Unbound. This whole thing in a nutshell. So yes, it's an investment. Now people ask me, was it worth that cost? To me, it was worth every penny of it. And would I do it again? Yeah, I would do it again. But then what would I do differently next time? Next time I would probably split the lodging amongst a couple other cyclists that's going. We'll probably do like other teams I see, grab an Airbnb, split up the cost. That cuts down on the cost some. Then if you're traveling in with someone, you can cut down the rental costs if you split it up 3 or 4 different ways. But then you got to realize you're going to need a bike hitch or something else to get your bikes there. Oh, that was another indirect cost. The price of getting your bike on the plane. So add in another $50. So we just bring this thing up to $1,900. Sorry about that. Bring it up to $1,900. Now you can split up lodging, you can split up food, you can split up the car rental, depending on how many people you're coming with. And this price may come down, but it also depends on where you're traveling from. If you don't live next to a major airport, the ticket may be a little bit higher. So I'm interested in the comments. You guys leave them in the comments for those that have participated in Unbound or any other type of gravel event. What has been your total cost for your most favorite gravel event? Is it similar to mine, sitting at roughly $1,900 total investment? Not all at one time, but spread it out. Is it worth it? Was it worth it for you? And would you do it again? Now, this is coming from perspective of us recreational riders. We're not sponsored. We're not endorsed. We're not getting paid to be there. We paid to be there. We paid to ride a bike, and we paid to have fun. So I'm interested in the comments to let me know, what was your experience and what was your total cost if you choose to disclose that information, So for me, we're looking at about $1,900 of cost. Now remember, told you in the beginning, you got your direct versus your indirect costs, but then your total cost in one. And that's where we're at. So look at it, look at your registration, look at all the other fees that you had, and let me know. But until the next time, you guys always continue to be good and be great.